Well, it was a thrill. Absolute thrill. Jessica Tandy was one of the most beautiful women I was ever around. And I'm not talking about what she might have been like when she was 28. When she was 70 years old, she was a knockout and an angel to be around.
Questions? Anybody else? All the way back.
Yes, I just got here a little bit late, but I just wanted to know what it was like working with John Carpenter and the band with Robert King. You've already talked about it.
What was it like working with John Carpenter?
Yeah, on the thing with Kurt Russell and all those guys and the special effects team.
Well, Kurt Russell has been a friend of mine since he was a little kid, so that was good and fun. That was my first occasion to get to know John Carpenter, and that turned out to be a really, really nice relationship. Tell you a story about that if you're interested. We did the movie The Thing, and we all got to be kind of halfway family, and I don't know, several years after that, John Carpenter came to me and he said, I got a script here. I wrote it for John Wayne, but he was inconsiderate in that he died. And he can't do it, but he had agreed to do it. Would you do it? I said, well, I'll force myself. And so I got a chance to do that script. It was a lot of fun. It's called Blood River, and it was a lot of fun. And that's the way John Carpenter was. He's loyal, and if he's your friend, he's your friend.
I have
Yes.
a question. You did a great character I loved in a movie called Hard Target, so like a Cajun moonshiner. Can you tell me anything about that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
That movie was, the leading man was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Correct.
Yeah. I knew I'd get that right. He played my nephew, or I played his uncle, however you want to put it. He couldn't do my accent, so I had to do his. And it was fun because I got to go down to Louisiana and stay for 10 days with an old alligator trapper by the name of Dobie Nakin. And that's where I was able to study that accent, pick up a lot of those mannerisms. It was fun. Yeah. And by the way, that guy's the best athlete I've ever personally been around. I actually saw him jump up in the air, turn sideways, and kick a door jamb 3 times, and then float back down to the earth. Try that sometime. First thing hit the ground, the back of your head.
Anybody else? Now you had mentioned Star Wars. Now you have a little tie to Star Wars because you were in the Ewok made-for-TV film.
It wasn't quite Star Wars, but it was a lot of fun. All the midgets, you can't call them that anymore. All of them from Wizard of Oz who happened to be in that movie. And I'll tell you what, they're pissers, they are. I took 16 of them out to dinner one night and they got stiffer than planks. Zombies and Singapore slings and arguing over who was the tallest and whose feet could reach the middle. It was fun. I love it. I think they ought to breed with each other and raise jockeys. I suppose that's politically incorrect. Really care. By the way, that's me. I'm the most politically incorrect human you'll ever see. Politically, I'm 7 notches to the right of Attila the Hun. But I love every one of you. I do, truly.
Question? Yes, right there.
Could you tell us a little bit about working with the all-star cast in The Firm and Sidney Pollack, the director?
Yeah. Yeah. I first met Sidney Pollack. I was offered a part in a movie called Jeremiah Johnson. And a guy he liked better came along, so he gave it to him instead. And I didn't see him for a long time. Then he offered me a role in a film called The Electric Horseman. And along come Willie Nelson, and he said, I'll write the music if you'll give me that part. So there you go. And the next time I did do a part in Electric Horseman, but it was a improvised, non-scripted part, but it was fun. I drove a truck and hauled him out of town, what, something like that. Anyway, I then got a call from him a year later, and he said, I owe you big time, and I got a script here I want you to do. I'm not going to ask you to consider it. I'm going to hire you over the phone. All I want you to do is come down to Los Angeles. I was living in Utah at the time. I want you to come down to Los Angeles and look at the script with me. And I said, that's fair. So I went down and I looked at the script, and I got a little angry because I said to myself, they're not going to give me this part. This is a Oscar-winning part here. They're not going to give that to me. It turned out to be a film called Absence of Malice. And that changed my life as an actor, that film. Worked out really good. I got to know Paul Newman. I got to know Sally Field. I got to know a lot of nice folks. That's Sidney Pollack. And then he called me again and said, I got another movie, I want you to do it. I'm not going to monkey around and saying, well, if you, that turned out to be a film called The Firm. And in that was a cast of megastars, Gene Hackman,